Alright everyone, we're going to be doing my 21st game of Jeopardy for the SNES, in which so far I have achieved $1,213,471. Let's see if we can win more. We have players facing me today. We're ready to go. We're going to play with these categories. Hog, wild, notice the quotation marks, science, Mother Goose, nature, the big top, and finally, 18th century America. Okay. Let's begin. The big top 500.
The answer is...
This Florida city called Circus City is the home of the Ringling Museum. What is Sarasota? '18th century America 5.
The answer is...
This neighbor, originally annexed as a county of Virginia, became a state itself in 1792. What is Maryland? It's not Maryland. Ugh. The state is Kentucky. Kentucky. It's alright, I'll get it back. Whole hog 500.
The answer is...
If you run hog wild through this category, you've done it in this way. What is whole hog? Mother Goose 5.
The answer is...
In the second verse of Sing a Song of Sixpence, the king was here, totaling up his assets. It was the counting house. He was at the counting house. Nature 5.
The answer is...
Collective name of the 3 kinds of North American wild sheep. What is bighorn? There we go. Science 5.
The answer is...
Cytology is the study of these biological building blocks. What are cells? Okay. I'll take big top 4.
The answer is...
A fancy name for a tightrope walker. What is a funambulist? '18th century America 4.
The answer is...
In 1792, on his way to China, American Robert Gray named this Northwest River for his ship. What is the Hudson River? Or, no. Northwest River. You have to go northwest, so I'm going to change my answer. I'm going to say, what is the Columbia River? There we go. Good thing I did. Hog Wild 4.
The answer is...
Scottish New Year's Eve celebration of going house to house giving party gifts. What is Hogmanay? Okay. Mother Goose 4.
The answer is...
Simple Simon when fishing in a pail to catch one of these. What is a whale? Nature 4.
The answer is...
Tropical woods with at least 100 inches of precipitation annually. And I got beat to the buzzer that time. Rainforest, yeah, I knew it, but too late. Jim beat me to the buzzer, but that's alright. Now it's Mother Goose 100.
The answer is...
Old Mother Goose, when she wanted to wander, would ride through the air on a very fine one of these. What is a gander? Okay. Science 4.
The answer is...
Negative particle that orbits an atom's nucleus. What is an electron? Big top 3.
The answer is
In 1826, Howe and Turner were the first to present their shows in one of these. What is a tent? 18th century American 3.
the answer is
Ben Franklin began publishing this the year George Washington was born. What is Poor Richard's Almanac? Good. Okay, I'll take Hogwild 3. The LaRousse Encyclopedia of Animal Life says everything about this African mammal is ugly. What is a warthog? Mother Goose 3.
the answer is
What are the two groups that failed in their attempt to reassemble Humpty Dumpty? What are all the king's horses? All the king's men was the other. Nature 3.
the answer is
Owls depend on their keen sense of sight and this to hunt. What is hearing? Science 3.
the answer is
Singular form of the word bacteria. What is bacterium? Big top 2.
the answer is
You'd flip, flip, flip over Concello, the first woman to perform this stunt on the flying trapeze. What is a triple somersault? '18th century American 2.
the answer is
Even with tax, this beverage when imported from England was cheaper than that smuggled from Holland. What is tea? Hogwild 2.
the answer is
Connor class clutch, which included Epstein, Barbarino, and Horseshack, who are the sweat hogs. Mother Goose 2.
the answer is
Not Horatio, but this character was a hornblower. When awake, that is. Who's Little Boy Blue? Nature 2.
the answer is
Type of plants such as cactus and aloe. This name means juicy. What is succulent? Science 2. Daily double. All in. Here's the clue in science. He originated the origin of species. Who's Charles Darwin? He's the one. Big top 1.
the answer is
Circus is Latin for these, of which most large American circuses have 3. What are rings? American History 1.
the answer is
Congress authorized the selection of this city's site on July 16, 1790. What is Washington, D.C.? Hogwild 1.
the answer is
Nonsense, or where you might go to get your pig cleaned. What is hogwash? Nature 1.
the answer is
The larvae of moths and butterflies. What are caterpillars? Now the last clue.
The answer is
A sound's repetition by reflection. What is an echo? So at the end of the Jeopardy round, I have $13,300. Jim has $400. Jenny, we've yet to hear from. Let's play Double Jeopardy. Here we go, let's play. Go through the categories. We're going to deal with Mexico, the Navy, singers' autobiographies, insect trivia, the Oscars, and finally, games. Oh, these categories look challenging, but will the clues be just as challenging? We'll find out. Insect trivia for 200.
the answer is
A comedian might find one in his soup. What is a fly? Games 1,000.
the answer is
Author J.R.R. Tolkien helped inspire Gary Gygax and Dave Arneson to invent this role-playing game. What is Dungeons and Dragons? I'll take insect trivia for 1,000.
the answer is
Balls of naphthalene are protection against them. What are moths? Okay. I'll take the Navy or Mexico rather for 1,000.
the answer is
Though left with only 3 men, Pancho Villa successfully eluded this American general. Jenny, for the first time in this game. Oh, we're getting a telephone call. See who it is. John Pershing. Oh, it's for my mother. Alright. Let's get back to it. Games for 200.
the answer is
Mumbly Peg is played by throwing this implement. And I get locked down on the buzzer, unfortunately. Alright. It's a pocket knife. I knew that one, but it's okay. Quite alright. Jim is up to $600, and he makes the next selection. Singers Autobiographies, 200.
the answer is
Back in the saddle again. Who is Roy Rogers? It's either Roy Rogers or Gene Autry. I'm picking Rogers. It's the other. I always get those two mixed up on this clue, but it's okay. Gene Autry. Yep. All right. Games 400.
the answer is
In Monopoly, Atlantic Avenue is yellow and Pacific Avenue is this color. What is green? The Navy 1,000.
the answer is
The U.S. Naval Academy is in this state. What is Maryland? Yep. The Oscars 1,000.
the answer is
She was the first black to win an Oscar. Oh, and Jim locked me out on the buzzer again. Alright. Hattie McDaniel, I knew that. The Oscars 200.
the answer is
A 1950s Oscar-winning film was all about her. Who is Eve? Singers Autobiographies for 1,000. Good thing I hit the delete button in time.
the answer is
Blue-eyed folk singer who wrote about her romance with Stacy Keach in Trust Your Heart. Who is Judy Collins? Okay. 17-9. Alright. Let's go with games for 8.
the answer is
Board game in which a player can create a prime, a barrier of 6 points which an opponent cannot pass. What is backgammon? That's right. Okay, let me go with Insect Trivia 800. This beetle, named for an eastern country, was first spotted in the U.S. in 1916 in New Jersey. Oh, and Jenny locked me out on the buzzer. It's the Japanese beetle. Next clue. Mexico, 200.
The answer is
From French for marriage, it's a strolling group of troubadours. What are conquistadors? No. Oh, with over $18,000 right now, I'm not going to complain. Mariachis. Mariachis. Okay. Got it. Singer's autobiography is 400.
the answer is
Answer there. Coal miner's daughter. Who is Loretta Lynn? That's right. Let me have Mexico for 8.
the answer is
Texaco, where all buildings must be in colonial style, is famed for products made of this. Jenny. Silver. Correct. Alright, Jenny, your turn. Singer's autobiographies for 600.
the answer is
The With Love, The Man in the Straw Hat, and I Remember It Well. Who is Maurice Chevalier? Correct. The Navy 8.
the answer is
In the Declaration of Independence, it's after life, but in the Navy, it's after a long cruise. And Jim decides to lock me out on the buzzer. Liberty. Yep, I knew it. Rats. Alright. Keep going. How about the Oscars 400?
the answer is
Song winner popularized by Debbie Boone that lit up the screen in 1977. What is You Light Up My Life? In which also the song Someone's Waiting for You from the Rescuers was nominated for an Academy Award at the same time, but it lost to You Light Up My Life. There we go. The Oscars 8. Answer there is one of the 2 daily doubles. I'll take all my poker chips and I'm going to put them on the table. Here's the clue in the Oscars. Oh boy. She won Best Actress for 1988's The Accused. Who's Jodie Foster? Yes. The Oscar 6.
the answer is
He won the only acting award given posthumously for the role in which he dies in Network. Who is Peter Finch? That's right, over $40,000. Let's have Singer's Autobiographies
the
8.
answer is
These sisters titled their book Same Song, Separate Voices. Who are the Lennon sisters? That's right. Game 6. Give a daily double. I'll take all my poker chips and I'm going to put them on the table again. Whoa. This is for $82,400 or nothing at all on this clue. In a Pinochle deck, each of the 4 suits has this many cards. What is 13? Wait. Don't quote me on that just yet. Just check to be sure. Let's change that to 12. Good thing I did. I was thinking 13 for some reason, but I decided no. Better go with 12 just to be safe. Okay, let's have etc. to be a 4.
The answer is
A police special weapons team are what you do to a pesky mosquito. What is SWAT? Had I gone with 13, I would have lost it all.
the answer is
Completes a Ben Franklin phrase. Here's Scud, lies snug. What is as a bug in a rug? Mexico 4.
the answer is
Aztecs founded the city of Tenochtitlan on the site where they saw an eagle with this in its beak. Jenny. A snake. Ugh, gross. Alright. The Navy, 200.
the answer is
In the War of 1812, Captain James Lawrence gave this famous dying command. What is don't give up the ship? There we go. Mexico 6.
the answer is
This political foe of Santa Anna first met him while waiting on him in a restaurant. Jim. Benito Juarez. Alright. 2 clues left, and they're both in the category of the Navy.
the answer is
Acronym for Women Accepted for Volunteer Emergency Service. What is WAVES?
the answer is
Nickname for the USS Constitution. Oh, and I got locked out on the buzzer. Alright. Old Ironside. So at the end of Double Jeopardy, I have $84,000, Jenny $3,600, Jim $3,400. So I cannot be caught. The category for Final Jeopardy is the Olympics. I'm gonna go 15,999. Of the 5 continents symbolized on the Olympic rings, the only one never to host the games. What is Africa? And I'm gonna win the maximum allowed. So that is a 21 game winnings total of $1,313,470.
the final Jeopardy answer is
There we go. Jim got it right. See you all for that next video, everybody.